What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today, huge news all over the diecast community. Hot Wheels, or Mattel, has got the Ferrari license back. After, 11 years of not having it, they finally got it back. This is a dream to some, and will probably be a nightmare to others. But in my case, I'm extremely ecstatic to get Hot Wheels Ferraris back again. Okay, I'm ecstatic. Not only do I have the old Ferraris still to chase down, which I've got a lot of them, but still missing a few. Now we're gonna have the new ones to chase down. It's going to be amazing. A lot of fun. I tell you, throwing another wrench back into collecting, and I love it. Okay. Now, obviously, Mattel's going to have to revamp a couple of their castings, I'm sure, because some of them just won't fly. Since the 70s and 2000s, Mattel's come a long way. So I'm sure a lot of us as collectors are going to be expecting a lot from Mattel for the new Ferraris. Okay, we're gonna have high expectations, Mattel, so keep that in mind. Hope you guys can nail this. Now, as you saw at the beginning of the video, I did show you guys my wall of complete car culture, and the one thing that's missing from there is Ferraris. Now, this is gonna be good news. Are we gonna see Exotic Envy with a Ferrari in it? That's gonna be sweet. Are we going to see 5-car sets? Car culture, a Ferrari. Another sweet thing. Team transports with Ferrari. Very sweet. So, looking very forward to seeing this license and how it's going to work out. Okay, very, very forward. I'm ecstatic, guys, and I'm sure most of you guys out there are as well. Okay, now what I'm going to do is we're going to go through a quick view of certain models of Ferraris that Hot Wheels has done in the past. We're going to check them out because this is going to be, I guess, a bit of a video that we'll look up down the line, and you'll be able to compare some of these cars to the newer models, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we will flip through pretty quickly of a little bit of a history of the Hot Wheels Ferrari. I won't get into exact dates and everything because I may make a few mistakes. As I say, I'm not a Hot Wheels historian. I am only a Hot Wheels collector. And I'm just very fond of Ferraris. Probably have a few hundred of the Ferraris, so quite happy about that. And by all means, I'm not giving you guys a history lesson. I'm only going to show you some of the models from earlier dates till when they closed the shop. December 31st, 2014, Mattel and Ferrari parted ways. Okay, and I believe that one of the last cars that they produced was the last Super Treasure Hunt of the Ferrari in 2013, 2014. I believe it was 2014. Since it was December 31st, yeah, that Super Treasure Hunt would have to be the last Ferrari that they actually produced. Okay, Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to dive through a quick look at some of the Ferraris that Hot Wheels has done. And we'll end it on that note. So you'll check out some main lines, we'll check out some premium, and we'll check out the treasure hunts. Anyways, we'll spin that camera around, and let's check out some Ferraris, guys. Let's get to it. Okay, so everybody, we're going to start off with a little bit of a history lesson. As much as I do know, guys, if I do make any mistakes in here, please let me know in the comments. I am only human. I may make a few mistakes, but anyways, I will give you as much information as I possibly can to my knowledge. Okay, so in 1970, Mattel collaborates with Ferrari, and they sign a license agreement for Mattel to create Ferrari Hot Wheels. Okay, so in 1970 up until 1970 and 1972. There were 2 Ferraris released in the Hot Wheels collection. I do not have either one of them, for they are red lines, and they are 2 very, very difficult red lines to acquire, so I do not have them. But I do have the first. In 1978, they did release the first mainline version. Now, I probably have the second release of it. I'm not 100% sure, because the first release is exactly this, with the black walls, except for the fact that under the 308 logo on the front, it did say GTB. Okay? But it was the exact same car as this one, so this may be the second release. I'm not 100% sure on that, but the first one looked exactly the same as this, and this one's release date is exactly 1977. So I would imagine this is pretty much the same one. Okay, and that is the first release of the Ferrari in mainline, besides the 2 red lines that were released before this one. Okay, in 1987, I believe it was 1987. I think it was, yeah. 1987, they released the Testarossa. Okay, so the 308 GTB must have been released a few times, because there is quite a few cars. You'll see it at the end of the video. I'll show you my jammers full. But they did release the Testarossa with the Ultra Hot Wheels, which was very, very cool. And also, I think just after that, they came out in, which year was it? Was it 89? I think it jumped all the way to 89 when they released the very, very controversial F40. But let me just show you that the Testarossa, in between the years, was released in black walls, was also released in the Ultra Hots, was released in many, many different ways as well as the 308. All right. But there is your controversial Ferrari F40. Now, this is one car that I'm really hoping that Mattel is going to revamp, because it did, as I say, have the opening part, which always wobbled, and the gaps were ungodly. Okay, they were just horrible. So, we do hope that Mattel will fix that if they decide to do an F40 or not. I'm not 100% sure. But let's just see where it goes. Very, very excited about this, guys. Very, very excited. Now, there were, as I said, a lot of Hot Wheels released in between 78 and 89. Okay, there were quite a few cars. As I said, I'm not going to go into all of them, because there is tons and tons of Ferraris, guys. All right, so just bear with me. In the 90s, we had, well, let's just say the first treasure hunt version of the Ferrari, like, it made its way into the treasure hunts the first time in 1996. Did come out with these rubber wheels, and it is this guy right here, the 250, I believe. I believe it's the 250. Yeah, it's the 250, this guy. And this was a really, really cool casting. Had the inserted headlights. I mean, this version of the casting I found was really, really nice. And it is the first release as a treasure hunt. But it was also released in the same year, again, as a treasure hunt, with this 355 on plastic wheels. So we got spoiled that year in the treasure hunts. 1999, the Testarossa made it as a treasure hunt. And this was a very cool treasure hunt. Very, very hard to find. And still to this day is a bit hard to find. Very, very cool looking TH though. Now this is one thing that is going to be exciting to see with the new Hot Wheels license, is to see some supers come back out again with Ferrari. That is going to be very interesting. Now, this wasn't the last time it made it into treasure hunts. We also saw it released again in 2007 as a regular. And then it was released as a super treasure hunt as well. Exact same car, but this is when Mattel had problems with the paint. Now, mine is not that bad. I'm pretty lucky. I do keep my cars in a controlled temperature environment, so my paint did not flake as much. But this year of supers had a real problem with paint flake. And it'd be a real shame, because this Ferrari Enzo super treasure hunt is extremely, extremely expensive to buy on the secondary market. Then, it came out again as a treasure hunt. Now don't forget, in between these years of treasure hunts that I'm showing you right now, Hot Wheels still was releasing cars. Like in the 1990s, there were still cars being released of Ferraris and Hot Wheels. Okay, we had the what are they called again? I always forget the name of these guys. Bear with me. The Power Commanders, guys. Okay, came out in the 1990s. This was a Power Commander. Okay, this is one version of it. With the spoiler, the car would move, had a switch on it, change direction, or change access, or the whatever. I mean, I wasn't even sure. I don't think this one's working at 100%. I can't figure it out. I got to learn it. And oh, they're like pullbacks, guys. Okay, you would hit it. Anyways, this was the older 1990s version. It was also in this series here, which was the not the California Customs. This was the Revealers, guys. Okay, ugly decorations on these things, but try to find them now. They're very, very tough to find, guys. And there was a lot of Ferraris in the Revealer sets. Okay, a lot of them. They were all on metal bases. Well, majority of them, I believe, were. And you know, Ferraris back in the years 2000s, late 90s to the 2000s, came with all these ugly decos. Okay, this is one thing I don't think we're going to miss with the new license. Okay, then we added in California Customs with this crazy, well, it was a plastic top with a metal base. Now, this, to get this color, they definitely had a plastic top. Okay. But these were California Customs. I mean, so as you can see, what I'm trying to say is that Ferrari was everywhere at this point. Okay? Was everywhere. There was even a mainline version of the F1 car. Long way back. Now, getting back to the treasure hunts, guys. 2011. It was released again. This was not a super. This was just a regular version. There was no super that year in this. So they released it only as a regular treasure hunt. Now, in between all these, there were many, many, many premiums coming out. 2010, even maybe just a little bit before that, we had the Boulevard F40, which at this point still is extremely sought after. Very, very hard casting to get. And it really is not the best looking of the F40s, but still is very expensive and very sought after. And this is one that I'm really hoping that Mattel is going to revamp. So this was not obviously the only premium. It was also released in the Milestone Moments 100% Hot Wheel lineup. It was released also in Phil's Garage. There were 4 colors of this vehicle here. There was the yellow, the black, the silver, and the red. And more Ferraris. As you can see, Hot Wheels was very busy with Ferraris. We had them in the Garage series. This version here, there was a couple of different colors as well. I believe, let me just check there. I believe there was the red. Yeah, there was the red one and the silver one. This is from Garage. There's a few from Garage that I have. There's this guy here. And there's this guy here. Another one with an opening feature. But this one was very well done. This casting was very well executed. Beautiful, beautiful race version Ferrari. And on top of that, was released a couple more times in the Garage series. Got this one in yellow. Believe it was released in 2 colors as well, red and yellow. This one also was very excellent. Well, it was very nicely done. Bit large on the back wheels, but I'm sure Mattel will fix that this round if they put it out again. But still, pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Giving you guys the taste of what's coming, I hope. Then we've got this guy here, which was also released in 2 different colors, blue and red. Came with this design on the top. Hopefully we'll get one without this design on the top. It would be nice and premium, because they both have it. Now, at the same time that these Garage series, Phil's Garage, was being put out, they were put out in speed machines, guys. Okay? Now, these speed machines were peg warmers. And a lot of the Ferraris back then, actually, they were pretty easy to find. A lot of the main lines, they were pretty easy to pick up in stores. That is about to change, my friends. Okay? That is about to change. Because I guarantee you with the new Ferraris coming out, they won't be easy to find. Okay? But these were peg warmers. And they're not much right at the moment. They are very, very highly sought after Ferraris, guys. And the same with this. This was a Ferrari lineup with the same type of wheels as the speed machines. Different set though. But they were all peg warmers because you were paying premium price for cars with plastic wheels. And nobody wanted to do that back in the time. But try to find them now. They'll cost you a fortune. Just to show you guys another version. There we are. Now these were released in 2010. So these 2010, there was a lot of Ferraris bouncing around, guys. Lots of them. And just to continue, retro entertainment. Who could forget retro entertainment, guys? I showed you the Garage version of the 308. All right. here's the Magnum PI version with the tan interior, which is extremely sought after by collectors at the moment. More than the garage version. And I'm sure it's because of the tan interior. Anyway. Then from Heart to Heart, Retro Entertainment, old TV show, you got this guy, Little Dino, in red. And then, who could forget Miami Vice, guys? Brought us two beauties. Brought us the Testarossa. Finally in rubber wheels. Beautiful, beautiful getting this guy. I mean, we had the treasure hunt from back in 96, as I said, or 97, something like 99, sorry. The Testarossa. And it was on plastic wheels. This is the first time we see her on rubber wheels, guys. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Well, first time. No, not really. I'm making a mistake. You see, that's a mistake. It wasn't a first time because there were the California Customs and there were I forget the name again. Always Power Command back in the 90s. That was well before. So there were rubber wheels before. My mistake. But still, Miami Vice version in white is fantastic. And the second Miami Vice car we get is this one right here. And she is a beauty. One of my favorites to this day. Just love this model. Beautiful, beautiful model, guys. And I really hope that Mattel brings this back. They won't even need to touch it up much. It is just great. Last but not least, from the Retro Entertainment, is the Ferris Bueller's Day Off car, right here. Which is another very, very sought after Ferrari. Right now, and probably always will be. Just another stunning vehicle, guys. Now, I hope I'm building up your excitements, guys, for the Ferraris to come. Okay? Because not only this, I mean, all the ones I've shown you guys so far, which is pretty cool as far as I'm concerned, we have the RLC's only release of Ferrari. The only one that RLC did. And this was in 2003 Super Chromes RLC. Okay? Now, I'm excited to see if RLC will come up with their new licensing. I pray they do, because I would love to see some real beautiful RLC releases of some new Ferraris. That is exciting. But she's a beauty. Now, that brings us to the point where Mattel is losing the license. And we've got this guy here. This beautiful 599. First release, well, of this casting as a Super Treasure Hunt. And a stunner. And this is one we're all thinking, oh, great, they're coming out with some really, really beautiful Ferraris now. We've got the 599. We're all excited. This is fantastic. Then they release it in black. Oh, another stunner. This one is just beautiful in black. Fantastic. We got a lot to look forward to. Boom. License canceled. That was it. Wash our hands of it. It's done. Mattel loses the license. It's all over. Okay. This was the last release, guys. Well, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm pretty excited about the fact that we are getting it back. Okay? And, you know, to be honest, Ferrari and Hot Wheels, or Mattel as it is, has been very active and a real challenge to complete. Okay, I mean it's not a series, but I guess it's a part of my collection that I still haven't finished because there's just so many cars out there. Ferraris, there's really a lot out there, guys. There's so many variations. I mean, what I'm just showing you now is just a touch base. It's just because the revealers, there was many different versions, colors of different cars. Ferrari F40, 308, Testarossa, whatever it is. Ultra Hots, there was all kinds. Just mainline versions, there was tons of them between black walls and you name it. There was tons and tons of variations of Ferraris. So it was a very hard collection to complete. And even though I haven't completed the old stuff, I'm still excited about the new stuff coming in. So that's pretty cool. Now, what last point is that we only seeing the 164 version of this, okay? There's more to it. This Ferrari license, guys, well, this means that we're going to see some 118s come back. We're going to see some 143s come back. I mean, we're going to see some F1 118s without Schumacher. We're going to get some new ones, guys. We're going to get some new cars. This is exciting because Hot Wheels 118 Elite Series was an incredible series. Okay? Now, we're not 118 collectors, we're 164 collectors. I agree. But I do have I have a few 118s in my collection, and surprise, surprise, a lot of them are Ferraris. Okay? Detail was amazing in these Hot Wheels Elite Series, guys. Okay? This one as well. Maranello. 550. One of my favorite cars. You know, it's the Elite Series Hot Wheels. To this day, these Elite Series Hot Wheels are very expensive because they were very good quality. They were an excellent brand. Excellent brand name, let's say. And we're going to see them maybe come back. And I'm sure a lot of people in the 118 collecting are going to be happy about seeing Hot Wheels come back with the Ferraris. Now, yes, you're going to say there's all kinds of companies out there doing them. Sure there are. There's Burago. And there's Burago. And there's Burago. That's it. They're the only guys that got the Ferrari license for 118 right at the moment. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen any other ones. Okay? And Mattel is about to put a big dent in Burago if they come back with the 118 Elite Series. Okay? So that's exciting news as well. Now, Mattel is definitely going to have to wake up with their 164s, guys. They're going to definitely have to wake up because they've got a lot of competition. Right now, the Ferrari license spreads between a lot of 164 collectors. We've got Tarmac Works. We have Kyosho. We have Tomica. We have... anyway, I think Major Red even has a Ferrari license. There's a lot of diecast companies out there that have the Ferrari license. Now, I've got faith in Mattel, and I think that we're going to blow the market up, having them back in Hot Wheels. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to show you a couple of jammers full of old mainline Hot Wheels. You'll see between the 80s all the way up until the 2000s, up until the license has been dissolved. Okay? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Didn't want to make too many mistakes, so I didn't want to get too much into the dates, guys. As I said, I'm not a historian. I'm just here to show you guys some hot cars from Hot Wheels, and that's my job, and that's what I'm doing. If you love the video, guys, please smash that subscribe button. Helps me out a lot, all right? Till next time, guys, be safe, be well, happy hunting. Ciao. There is one last thing I'd like to add to this video. Just before I show you guys the main lines. Just before I spin the jammers of main lines, one thing I want to add, because it's a couple of questions that people have been asking me, and they'd like to hear my opinion on it. And one of those questions is, will the old Hot Wheels keep their value or lose value? Well, in my opinion, I believe they will hold their value, if not go up in value, because Ferrari will be sought after. But the one thing that you're going to have to watch out for, and this is all of us, is that there is a whole new breed of people out there. The new Ferraris that are coming out, don't think they're going to be that easy to find. They're going to be incredibly hard, okay? With today's scalpers and today's scalper prices, these things are going to get gobbled up so quick and are going to be sold for so high on the aftermarket, okay? So my point to you guys is, when you see a Ferrari on the pegs, grab it, guys. Grab it, because it'll be your only chance, all right? I'm telling you now, this whole new breed of Hot Wheels collecting that the pandemic brought out, I'm telling you, we don't stand a chance with Ferraris, okay? So grab them while you can, guys. Believe me. That's all I got to say. So your old Ferraris are going to hold value. The new Ferraris are going to go crazy in value. And everybody's going Ferrari crazy. So that's the fact of the new age. Look out, Mattel. Here we come.